What is charisma? What you might commonly hear in success circles is that a company becomes great when you add a charismatic CEO. Find the next Steve Jobs, they say, and you're golden. Back when I was a young entrepreneur, a baby content creator, at 19 years old, I thought charisma was something I needed to have to become a millionaire. To be success, I had to be a big personality. But the problem? I couldn't have been more the opposite of a naturally charismatic person. I was bred to be silent, a yes woman. I grew up inside of a fundamentalist cult, where I was taught that I should expect to be nothing more than a man's property one day. I was the daughter born into the cult. I was supposedly destined to carry it forward as the granddaughter of the founder. When I escaped in the middle of the night at 21 years old, I wasn't sure I'd make it. I thought I was missing key traits like charisma, and that would hold me back from long-term success. Well, I've since been able to grow my own digital businesses, built from scratch, that thrive and provide jobs for others and freedom for myself and my family 10 years later. I didn't need charisma. Today, I believe the thought that you have to have charisma in order to make it is a total myth. Here's why. If we go back to the common myth you hear around charisma, that a company becomes great when you add a charismatic CEO. Find the next Steve Jobs, they say, and you're golden. Well, studies have actually disproved this. A study done by MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, found that nearly half of Germany's winners of the title Manager of the Year were responsible for dramatic missteps, for failures. This study prompted even deeper research, and MIT found in a study of 100-year-old European corporations that leaders of the higher performing companies were often not charismatic, and they were in fact less likely to be charismatic than the leaders of the lower performing companies. The problem they found with charismatic leaders was that the gift of persuasion made it easy for them to overcome resistance and opposition to their chosen course of action. This meant that if the company was heading in the wrong direction, a charismatic leader actually gets you there faster. Another study by HBR found out through experimentation that managers and leaders could adapt to make legitimate and creative change decisions. But this wasn't brought about by charismatic speeches or demonstrations of one leader's innate genius or passion. They found that all that it required was an awareness of someone else's unexpected decision to cut back on an old thing in order to do a new thing or a thing better. What did that actually mean? Well, for example, after a manager saw a tech guy reduce data security in order to increase efficiency, that manager suddenly became aware of new possibilities for change in their own areas of work. So what they saw created change for the better in a company, not an innate charismatic leadership capability. Those studies effectively bust the myth that you have to have charisma in order to make it. And going back to the 3 things I've done that have led me to where I am today, none of these things require charisma. Instead, they required strategy. First of all, I took my passion and turned it into a living. That took strategic steps, research, action. Then I took that living and turned it into a long-term means of freedom. I didn't give up. I was consistent at following my dreams. And then finally, number 3, I scaled. I grew a team and we hit that 7-figure mark. And really quick, let's bust the image of private jets or Maseratis when you hear that 7-figure statement. For me, this means carefully stewarding the income God has allowed me to make, growing it, planting it, and then navigating those $1 million struggles and headaches with his guidance. Now, none of that requires charisma. Strategy has by far been my biggest game piece. And the trait I've found that often outperforms charisma by a long shot is honesty and authenticity. I know authenticity has become such a buzzword, and I don't mean the buzzword. I mean true authenticity. So a leader that does what they say is going to achieve so much more in the long run than a leader that just focuses on persuasion or being charismatic. Success makers do what they say, they practice what they preach, and they let their track record, presence, and honesty do the talking for them. They don't have to be something. They don't have to be charismatic. They own up to their failures, even if it makes them look stupid in front of their team, because they know that their team values the truth. Whether it's been a rough month, a slump in income where everyone has to work a little bit harder, then presenting some image that all falls apart one day. So this year, the strategic steps that I'm passionate about teaching people like you in the Content Hacker Academy all revolve around content. Google is processing about 7 billion searches per day. Yes, 7 billion. Creating content has never been a better move to grow your brand. And in 2020, the tables kind of turned, and trust is now the second factor, the second most important reason why people buy from you. The first is price. But if you can win their trust, people are so much quicker to do business with you. This creates so much opportunity for content first marketers. Being a content marketer has never meant higher ROI. If you've been subscribed to my channel, you read my blog, you've been watching and absorbing my free content, and I want to get real with you. That will only get you so far. I probably give out more than I should for free, but I love to do what we talked about to prove my track record, to let my work and the training I give you speak for itself. Going deeper with me requires my time, and I don't give that out for free. I really encourage you to get strategic this year and check out the training I offer at contenthacker.com/academy. I teach the content strategy and marketing course, which will teach you everything you need to know about putting together a content marketing strategy. I teach writing in a professional writing course called the Unlearn Essay Writing course. And then I teach step-by-step SEO writing in the Expert SEO Writer. And all of these courses I update continually, so you'll be enrolling in my best stuff. To those of you watching who are Content Hacker Academy alumni, I appreciate you so much. Your trust in me truly means the world. And if you've watched this far, the code YouTube, I'll put it up on the screen, will save you 10% on any of my courses at the Content Hacker Academy. I encourage you to get strategic this year. Don't wait, don't sleep on your success. Take that next step, invest in your skills. And as always, if you learned something from this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button so you can see my new content, which I'm producing on a much more frequent basis here on YouTube. And let me know in the comments what you thought of this new style. We got some B-roll footage with the drone. We had tons of fun doing this. And I have an amazing video producer. I'd love to hear what you think. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you around.